All right, guys, I wanted to do a video addressing a review on my 2021 Tracker Pro 170. All right, number one thing, so I'm gonna start with the cons. So the number one thing that I hate about the boat is the trolling motor. The trolling motor, the Minn Kota 45 that came with it, is not powerful enough for that boat. I wish it was, but it's not. It's good when it's not a windy day, but if there's a lot of current or it's windy, it's not gonna hold up. I wish I had at least a 80-pound or upgrade it to something a little bit better. So the second thing, guys, that I don't like about the boat is how it doesn't handle well on very high waves. So, any white caps or anything like that, just stay out of the water. It's not gonna, this boat's not made for that. It's made for being shallow, it's made for calmer waters, and it's a 10 boat, so it's not something that's very heavy. So the third thing I do not like about the boat is the storage. Storage is not great. It's all right, but I actually converted my rod locker into storage because that's the biggest storage I have in the entire boat. But they miss a couple spots, like underneath the driver's seat. You could have had some storage there. You could have made some storage a little bit also in the back, like they usually have on the sides, like those day use or days boxes. But they did not put that on there. It's a Tracker. Dislike it, and also dislike that there was a bunch of shavings inside the boat whenever I first purchased it. I had to go in there and vacuum it and take the whole entire deck apart. Just go ahead and vacuum all of that. It is a hassle. But yeah, they leave a lot of shavings, aluminum shavings all over, and it could be a problem. It could clog some stuff up. So go ahead and clean it up when you first do purchase it. And then the fourth and final con that I have about the Pro 170 is the fish finder that it comes with. It's gonna come with a very cheap fish finder, so that is gonna lead on to a conversation at the end of the video. But yeah, so that fish finder, it's only good to measure the temperature of the water and the depth. That's about it. It's a hook too, I believe that's what it comes with. No, not a very good fish finder. So now let's talk about the pros. The pro number one for me specifically is because my garage is not that, it's about 20 feet deep. That's the depth of it. So I need it to store in my garage, and I didn't want to pay for a storage unit or anything like that. And it barely fit, and only because of the swing away tongue that comes with it. If it wasn't for the swing away tongue, I would not be able to use it and put it in my garage. It's not that big of a garage. The homes that they build nowadays, the garage are not big enough for these boats. But I'm so glad that Tracker went ahead and did that, and that way I can keep it in my garage and not pay for storage. Pro number two, I do love that it has a rod locker, and it is pretty big, and I've fit 7-foot rods in there, up to 20 rods. You can actually fit a lot more. I fit 20 personally, but you can fit a lot more than 20 rods in it. But I'm using it for storage, for everything I need. The deck is pretty spacious. It's a pretty big deck compared to the Classic XL I was looking at. It's between the Classic XL and the Pro 170. You get a lot more deck on there. So that's what I personally want. I want to be out there in the front, have a little bit more room for a buddy and I, and that way we can get them big. In the live well, if it wasn't for how big the live well is, I would have stuck with the Classic XL. That was the biggest selling point for me when I was first looking at it, because I want to be able to put some larger, do a little bit, possibly some tournaments. And if I had the Classic XL, I don't think I would be able to put as many fish in it or as big of fish inside of it. So it's not a huge live well, but it's big enough that I can probably do some tournaments and keep the fish alive. So it doesn't come with an aerator automatically, like recycling aerator. The 50 horsepower Mercury, I love that engine. It's very easy to maintain. It's gas efficient. I'll probably put gas on it once a month. And I'll probably go out, take it out every week. So twice a week or sometimes once a week. But, you know, I don't have a really big lakes around me. That's probably one of the reasons. But then when I do maintenance on the 50 horsepower Mercury, it's very simple. About $58, and then you can go to Amazon and get everything you need for it. And it takes about 15 minutes to do all the entire oil change, gear lube, all of that. Very easy, very simple. The next one is going to be the price point. The price, compared to the other boats that I was looking at, it was about $5,000 to $7,000 cheaper. So I probably would have got a little bit, more things with the other boats, but on the aluminum price point, that was pretty decent. I recommend, for somebody that's new to boating, getting something like this because it's not going to overwhelm you. It's a very basic boat, but it has everything a tournament boat will need. And you can add a few more things to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And then the last pro that I have is going to be, being an aluminum boat, you can fish shallow waters. I love fishing shallow water. It is the closest thing to a kayak, in my opinion, because I'm able to sometimes fish about a foot of water and catch those big largemouth. They're very shallow, and it's been really easy for me, and I like it. So that's gonna lead me on to the next part, which is upgrades. What do I wish that I had on the boat if I would have done it again? If I would have started from scratch and had the opportunity to buy it and have it added on there the day of purchase. The number one thing I would add first is a trolling motor. I would upgrade the trolling motor right away because the one that's on it, the 45-pound thrust on Minn Kota, is not strong enough. It's good for a day that's not windy. There's not a lot of current, but it's a lot of current. It's just not gonna push that boat around as easily. The second thing I would add to the boat as an upgrade would be power poles. When I'm fishing those shallow areas, having a power pole would be a lot easier than if I had to just throw my anchor out and having to undo it. Power poles, I know it's a luxury item, but if I had to do it again and finance it again, I would add those power poles as well. Third thing would be fish finder. Definitely upgrade the fish finder. For me, it's not really of a must. I upgraded to the Garmin 93 SV, and I used it with the Panoptic system, but then I got rid of it just because I was actually catching a lot more fish without it. Even though I had the system and I paid a lot more than I wanted to, I ended up selling it because it just wasn't fun fishing for me. I like to just go out there and just feel for it and not play a little video game. I know some people might like that a little bit more, but it wasn't my style of fishing. I just didn't like it, and so I sold it, and I tend to catch a lot more fish without it. And then another thing is going to be the bimini top. I put a bimini top on the boat, and it helped a lot, especially on those hot summer days. You don't want to be out there cooking. Pop that bimini top, get away from the sun for a little bit, then go to the front deck, start casting more. But yeah, the bimini top is a game changer for me and my family. We love it. A lot of people say the best day of owning a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. That's a lie. I love my boat. I have a lot of fun with it. I don't even think about selling it. But if I have to, I will. But yeah, having a lot of fun with the family, being out there in the water. Thank you so much for watching this video. Put down in the comment section if there's anything you would like to change about the boat, anything that you have updated on your boat that helps you. And I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And fish on, guys. Fish on.